Mixtape is everywhere right now. IGN gave it a 10 out of 10, with much of other places calling it a masterpiece. The other half of the internet is calling it a glorified movie that isn't worth anyone's time. My channel is primarily going to be long-form video essays, but when something blows up like this, I want to give my quick take before moving on to something deeper. So consider this a mini review. Fast, fun, and to the point. Mixtape is an indie game about a group of friends spending their last few hours together before they go their own separate ways. There's been so much controversy over this game due to a myriad of factors like the gameplay and the playtime. With the mixed reviews I was seeing online, I wanted to evaluate Mixtape to determine if it was truly Game of the Year worthy or if the criticisms ring true. Full disclosure, I didn't buy this game. I'm broke, and 5 subscribers don't exactly pay the bills. So I watched a full playthrough of it on YouTube. Keep this in mind during my review and my reflection. The story is incredibly thoughtful. The characters have realistic problems, with some of those problems being so relatable that the majority of people probably have gone through something similar. Since the narrative is so important to the story, I won't spoil any of it. But the story is amazing, and does a good job of making the player feel something. Another highlight of the game was the art style. It's creative and unique, which is nice considering the recent increase in the use of generative AI. I think it's incredible, and in my opinion, it will be one of the most beautiful games to come out this year. The aesthetic is such a vibe as well. The older feel makes it just pop out to new players. Arguably my favorite thing about this game is the sound design. The sound effects drew me in right away, and the music was very immersive, which is good considering that music is a very integral part of the game. It even had me bobbing my head a few times. The music almost makes the entire world and the troubles of not only Stacy, but the player disappear, which I'm sure was the design. I wouldn't be mad if other games used Mixtape as a template for immersing their players. Finally, the interactions between the cast is great. They have really cool handshakes, and the exaggerated memories of their best experience as friends really makes them feel connected. They would do almost anything for each other, and it's really endearing to see that. And here's where things get a little dicey. Gameplay is arguably the most controversial aspect of this game. You play minigames throughout the story, which will be the bulk of the gameplay. An example would be skating through the town listening to music. With the music being so great, I wouldn't say this is unenjoyable, but I would say the gameplay is lacking. It's closer to a visual novel than anything else. You don't have very many choices that impact the story, and there's not a lot of action gameplay. So if that's not your cup of tea, you probably won't enjoy it very much. There's also that one minigame that I will not be touching with a 10-foot pole. The audio during that scene is actually throw-up inducing, and it just kind of grossed me out. If you've seen the controversies of Mixtape, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about by now. The game is also incredibly short, with only 3 to 4 hours of total playtime. A few playthroughs I saw on YouTube even got below the 3-hour mark. While I'm definitely not the guy who wants an hour per dollar spent in gameplay, I would have liked it a little longer. But the developers had a story they wanted to tell and told it in the way they did, so I can't be too mad at them. My biggest disappointment in this game was obviously the humor. The game has plenty of jokes, but most of them don't land for me. There were a few times where I chuckled. I just thought the game was so close to being hilarious, I was just disappointed. This is an extremely subjective topic, so I may just not be the target audience, but it was so close to greatness. I probably enjoyed the game more than most. The game came out at a perfect time for me. I just graduated from college. The concept of the game really resonated with me, as I'm also reminiscing about the great memories I had with my friends and the pain I have seeing everyone go their separate ways. Emotions were definitely felt after Mixtape, but I wouldn't say it's at an extreme. This is the kind of game I will probably write a video essay over in the future, but I'm not sure exactly when. Obviously, game ratings are subjective. What I think would be a 10, you could think is a 5. So I'll avoid giving a numerical rating, as it carries little weight coming from me. So my personal opinion, that absolutely no one asked for, is that Mixtape is not a perfect game. I know, shocker. But it may have been perfect for me in that moment. And sometimes that's just as valuable as the perfect game. The internet wants to fight about what deserves a 10, and I just don't think that's a fair argument. Some games don't mean as much to you because you don't play them at the right time. Mixtape definitely isn't everyone's game, but if you're interested, I would recommend watching a playthrough before deciding to purchase it, watching a playthrough, or dropping it. That's all I've got. This is the kind of quick take I'll drop from time to time when something just gets my attention. But the longer stuff is coming. If the idea of digging deeper into games like this interests you, stick around. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.